I guess even though we were free, we were still slaves in the mind.
Message!
What's going on, family? It's your guy Boro, the Lucky Libra here. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Know Yourself Academy. All right, as you can see by the title, we're going to be continuing this rising sign series with the Scorpio Rising Ascendant sign. All right, now without further ado, let's get right into it. So first of all, what is a rising sign? All right, why do we incorporate the rising sign with the big three in astrology, with the sun, moon, and the rising? Because the rising sign is the sign that's in your first house, and we know the first house is very important because the first house deals with everything relating to your personal issues. If you relate to it on a personal level, a person, place, or thing, it falls into your first house. All right, and this is also how we could see your personal life path here with the angles. Your first house mixed with the fourth house, which is a square, the seventh house, the seventh house, which is an opposition, and the 10th house, which is a square. All right, and we know squares and oppositions are learning processes, and that's what life is about, learning. All right, and as you learn, that's what brings you spiritual expansion. All right, now Scorpio first house. All right, we're dealing with fixed water. All right, so this is, being fixed in the emotions and feelings. All right, now when you have fixed water in the first house, all right, first of all, Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. All right, so you want to see in your birth chart where Mars is at. All right, what house Mars is in, because that's going to show you where your personality is going to be the most active and shine the brightest. And wherever Pluto is at, because Pluto's a co-ruler, all right, so it's not 100% ruler, it's like a 50% ruler. All right, but you want to see where Pluto is at, because this is where you're going to be going through the most of your transformation in your life. But just having Scorpio in the first house, you're going to be going through a lot of personal transformation in your life. All right, and the earlier you understand to roll with the tides and put yourself through self-transformation, and always be looking for that positive self-transformation, always looking for that positive death and rebirth in your life. All right, that always looking to evolve personally, the more Pluto will help you to transform yourself and accomplish those personal goals or whatnot. But the more you fight that current, you fight that tide of transformation or whatnot in your life, then you're always going to be experiencing some of the same patterns, whether it's in your relationship or just things relating to your personal issues for the most part. All right, now these people, Scorpio risings, they don't budge. Like you don't like these people. You don't just you can't just sway them with some type of game in lots of different ways, because this is fixed water, so they're already fixing their own emotions and feelings. So to even personally go and dive into something, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business plan, whether it's some type of group effort, whatever, like they already reluctant and don't like feeling vulnerable, and don't like the fact that another person, place, or thing could change their emotional outlook, or their not even emotional outlook, but their emotional stabilities. People need to have control over their emotional stability. All right, and they don't like when they don't have control of that. So this is why they go into situations feeling it out, feeling it out, to make sure it's something that they resonate with on a vibration level. All right, so you can't really make them budge like that. You can't make them just jump out their seats like that. And then these people are long-term thinking people, because you got Pluto here. So Pluto, Mars, the masculine side of Mars is Aries, the feminine side is Scorpio. All right, so Mars is dealing with passions, desires, and goals. Aries is pushing that out. Scorpio is honing in on that. All right, when we talk about the feminine energy, this is being the receiver, is honing in. So it's honing in on its passions and goals, and it's fixed. So Scorpio's period can stay consistent on their passions, goals, and desires for a long time to manifest it. They can, and you have the emphasis of Pluto here, which is that higher octave of Mars. So it's everything Mars is, but thinking long term. All right, so if Mars is going grocery shopping, or if Mars is getting takeout, you got Pluto here doing meal prep for the month, doing grocery shopping. All right, it's the long term. So these people are long term thinking people. They when it comes to their personal issues, you know, they're in it for the long run. If you're in these people personal circle, they consider you somebody that they could rock out with you, you know, for the longest, till death do us part in this mud. All right, so like, this is something you got to understand about Scorpio rising. All right, like I said, this is fixed water, so they can stay emotionally fixed on a concept. They can stay emotionally fixed on something they want to obtain. They can stay emotionally fixed on how they feel about something, how they feel about a person, place, a thing, whether it's positive or negative or toward their detriment. So you have to understand that as a Scorpio rising, the things that you're attached to. All right. In the 4th house, we got Aquarius. All right, in the 4th house we got Aquarius, so we know the 4th house deals with, you know, the privacy, domestic issues, family matters, and overall, essentially, where you gain emotional stability in the heart space. Right now, when you have Aquarius in the 4th house, the 4th house is detached. All right, the 4th house is really more detached, and Scorpio risings, majority of them grow up feeling, you know, lonely, or feeling like they're alone in the household. Even if you lived in the household with 2 set of parents, and not 2 set of parents, 2 parents, and a bunch of siblings and whatever, it don't even matter how much people are in the household, but you feel alone. All right, you feel there's a sense of detachedness. You may see the sense of detachedness among the other family members as well. All right, this is something that probably lingers in your mind as growing up, like, damn, my family household is not as wholesome or connective. And in your water, you see things, you're still dealing with the emotions and feelings on a personal level. So even though it's Scorpio fixed water, so it's deep and it's more dealing with its own emotions and feeling, it's still water, so there's still a sense of connection always there. So, you know, from time to time, you're gonna notice these things in your household, like, all right, it's real detached in here, or like, sometimes I gotta go the extra step to initiate some form of emotional connection or to stimulate nurture or whatever in the household. But you get used to that. You get used to that at a young age, and you realize that's just how it is. You know, you may even see examples of friends having the same type of, like, you may even be attracting friends that have the same type of families, or like, you know, that makes you and your friends close, because it's like you guys know that y'all detached from your household and y'all come together and y'all become some real loyal friends. Scorpio rising be manifesting real loyal friends in that type of way a lot too. And then in the 7th house we have Taurus. All right, now in this is opposition. All right, the 4th house, that's a square learning process. Now we have the opposition your personality is going to be clashing with, and it's, when we talk about oppositions, is like a give and exchange. All right, so that's how the learning process is there with the opposition. So, you know, Scorpio. What's up with all these like word bloopers with me today? I took a nap and everything. I should be super sharp right now. All right, so with Scorpio in the 1st house, the opposition in the 7th house is Taurus. So when you have Taurus in the 7th house, all right, you manifest a lot of thinkers in your life on a one-on-one level. When you try to relate to people, places, and things on one-on-one level, you know, a lot of the relationships you manifest are like people that are logical, practical thinkers, fixed in their ways as well. You can also play out, you're already dealing with fixed energy personally, so you can play out, you do play out a lot of fixed energy as far as how you gear your emotions towards your everything that relates to you on a personal level. All right, you like to feel like you have control over your personal issues. All right, and you have Mars and Pluto here, so you don't play with that. All right, not having that sense of stability when it comes to the things you're involved with in your personal life makes you feel very vulnerable, and you don't like to be in that space, because even you yourself know that you can be out of character when you feel like that. So, you know, in the 7th house, these are the type of people you manifest, and you know, like I said, it's still water, so a sense of connection is still there. So when you want to make a connection with somebody on a one-on-one level, you have to understand that, you know, it can't just be through, you know, a lot of Scorpio risings think they have to have some type of physical resource or physical representation to package themselves with when dealing with somebody on a one-on-one level, you feel me? And it doesn't have to be like that. You have to learn that, you know, a lot of the time people are going to be trying to feel you out because you don't even like bringing your emotions and feelings, your feelings or whatnot, to the surface. So you're going to be manifesting a lot of thinker people that's probably trying to feel you out, or maybe in a, not, I don't want to say detached, but may play out some detached energy as well. So you have to learn, all right, this is going to push you out to be a little bit more expressive a little bit, all right, to build that security, because you also have, is Earth, Taurus is Earth here. So you're going to learn to be a little bit more expressive, bring a little bit of emotions and feelings to the surface a little bit, to have that relatability there, all right, to have that give and receive there, so you can build security there, but you can also help somebody else to feel you out, because, you know, it could be hard trying to see where y'all come from emotionally. And we also have to understand, like, you know, no matter what video you're watching astrology wise, you know, this is a Scorpio rising video, but based off your sun and moon, you know, this is has a lot to do with how these things will play out, because the rising sign is dealing with a lot with how you appear to be, but based off your sun and moon is how you truly carry out actions and react to things. All right, so it's important to know how to decipher the three now. And also, you know, appearance wise with Scorpio risings is like I said, they don't be budging and they got to feel shit out. So, like, you know, like, for example, I have a friend, and, you know, we went out partying like a couple years back, and it was like me, my homie, and like a couple of our other homies, and we all went to high school with each other. So every time we see each other, like, we be all excited or whatever. So then we go out and you know, we hit this one spot in Manhattan, and then, you know, another spot in Manhattan, and then, you know, like me, I'm introverted too, but I could jump in both introverted, extroverted bags. Like, I'm a Cap moon, and then I'm a Libra sun, so I could do both. But anyway, you know, we go to this like this after spot bar, and we in there, and it's just like me and my homies and some chicks, whatever. We, like, you know, just vibing and whatnot, and he's just like this. And he's not even like, it's just like the reserved mystique type energy to you Scorpio risings. Like, he is Scorpio rising, and he's just like we dancing in circles around this dude, and he's just sitting there like so reserved, like, okay. And it's not like he having a bad time, but that's just his energy, like, you feel me? Now he's a sun, he's a Virgo sun, Capricorn moon, so that don't make it any better. It's not. Those are some reserved energies for you. You feel me? But it's just funny because that's an example that comes to my head when I think about the appearance of Scorpio rising. Like, these people, like, also the females, Scorpio rising females, a lot of them give off like a seductive energy, a seductive look on first appearances or overall period, because you have the influence of Mars here. So Mars is dealing with passions, desires, the lower vibrations, your root chakra type energy. So when you have that influence in the first house, even Aries rising women too. But you know, not saying Aries rising women can't be as seductive off appearance in their aura. It's just that it's kind of, I see that more with Scorpio rising women, because it's the feminine energy and honing in on it. So they're honing in on all their passions, desires, and whatnot on a personal level. And Scorpio energy, you know, people with heavy Scorpio sun, moon, and rising placements got to understand that, you know, when you're dealing with being real secretive or holding a lot of things within yourself, holding energies to yourself or whatnot, you create auras. You know, when you're talking about secrets specifically, you create auras, and people could feel that energy when you come in a room. Like, you know, like, they just pick up on it, like, oh, something about this person, because you hold that in. So understand that as a Scorpio sun, moon, and rising. So, you know, you have that as the female rising, they just aura be strong, but they be seductive. You feel me? It's more of the feminine seduction mixed in it. All right, female rising, Aries female rising. You feel me? They do carry out that passionate look, but it's like they beam it more. The Scorpio rising woman, you know, is like, it's more seductive. It's more like a, you know, like, it's such a thin line, but there's like a difference. It's such a thin line, you feel me? But and the Aries rising woman, you know, like I said, based off the sun and moon, it alters, but Aries rising woman, is gonna be more, gonna push out energy more. It's gonna be more aggressive towards starting situations. Female rising, Scorpio woman, Scorpio risings period, be more reluctant before jumping into things. So yeah, so the 7th house is Taurus. So that's the give and exchange you're gonna have to learn there. All right, you're gonna have to learn to be a little bit more practical, not get overwhelmed in your feelings or whatnot, to help people, come to logical terms with you in a relationship, because you're water, so you have the emotions and feelings to be connected in a relationship and build on emotional stability with another. And especially because you build that energy up in the 4th house. It's like the 4th house is detached. You learn to do things on your own. So you still want to connect, but you still have this way about yourself of doing things on your own and kind of not feeling like you need others and whatnot. So it's like when you're relating to people and people are just being thinkers and not, and to you sometimes come off as them not being as invested as you're trying to see them to be invested, it makes you feel like, all right, you see, and that's another thing. Scorpio risings, you guys could be negative, pessimistic thinkers going into situations is too. All right, I have Scorpio stellium, I have Mars in Scorpio, I have Pluto in Scorpio, I have Mercury in Scorpio. So myself is like, you got to think about the negative to see the positive. It's like you go into situations in your life, like, all right, just to, when you're looking at a situation, opportunities, like, all right, let me see all the negatives in it, then we should be good. All right, like that's how we naturally think, and it plays out positive or negative in different situations. All right, sometimes you got to think like that, but sometimes you don't have to, because sometimes you can subconsciously add on things that's not even a problem to your issues or relationships. All right, so that's what you want to understand in that 7th house. All right, that's like the give and exchange. Right, help others to fill you out. All right, instead of being so reserved, because you are going to manifest thinkers, people that don't come off as emotional. All right, but the opportunity to build stability with others and build stability for your emotional stability is there. It's going to be there. So, and it is there for everybody. You just have to understand the energies that you're working with. You have to understand, the energies that you left lingering with other people, because a lot of people don't understand that, in my video, The True Purpose of Astrology, when we talk about frequency, vibration, energy, and we talk about how you incarnate based off you incarnate into certain realms or reincarnate into certain realms based off of the frequency vibration you died in, then it plays out like that with relationships and rebirths of things in your life as well. You leave a job in a real negative energy, most likely start a job and get that cycle restarted again, just a different location, different thing, but the energy is still there. You have a relationship, the turmoil, it gets real volatile, whatever, real negative, becomes toxic, and you end it abruptly, or you end it without bygones being bygones, or without no like sense of being peace. Like, we understand that we had difference in energy, so you go and do you, I'll go and do me, but there's no animosity. When you don't end it like that, you have a huge possibility of starting or recycling that same pattern in the next relationship. So that's important to understand. All right, so 10th house, we have Leo rising. All right, Leo rising. In the 10th house we have Leo. All right, so we know the 10th house deals with how you rise to a status or something, your social status, how we see you, and how you have created a social status from your spiritual travels, experience, what you've been through, and how you created foundation and stability off of that. But how you rise to a status, not just like your social status, but how you rise to a status in a career, how you rise to a status of obtaining a goal, how you rise to a status in a relationship. You see, Lucky Libra, I don't call myself Lucky Libra for nothing. Stellium and Libra, you feel me? Venus, Libra, and all that. Y'all can see we can be chatty patty, says us air signs. You feel me? But I speak too goddamn fast with my damn stuff. And I don't even have no fire placements, so thank God. Like, if I did, like, my sun and moon and fire houses, that's probably steams it up some more. But if I had some fire placements, my expression would be crazy. But so we have Leo in the 10th house. So this is fixed fire. So Scorpio risings like to show up to par, for occasions. They like to look the par. They like to, like they have to like their appearance on point. Okay, you know, when they're to themselves, whatever, they chilling is not a big deal, whatnot. But when it's time to like broadcast themselves or be at a certain place where they know others are gonna be broadcast themselves, they don't like to play. They like to come up looking sharp. You Scorpio risings, you know, you appeal to like, you know, them solid colors, all black, all gray and black, not too much like, you know, dark navy blue, not too much mixy colors mixed with it, you know, solid colors for the most part, even if they're wearing brighter, more, you know, whatever type colors. But you know, that's how they like to be center stage of a situation they dealing with. All right, the center of attention, in some type of way they like to be centered in a situation that they dealing with. So as a relationship, subconsciously they want it to be centered around them. And it's not so selfish in a way. It can become selfish, and it's not so, it's like they understand the type of feelings and emotions they're dealing with. So it's like that's like their way of giving a partner a heads up and to helping the relationship grow from there, and seeing if they could build a foundation with them kind of establishing that. Scorpio rising, you know what I mean. But that's like how it plays out. And this is just rising to the status of a relationship. That's just one example. Rising to the status of a goal, a career, you know, they do their best to get centered, to get to build a stage for them to express that or whatever. And this is what they're gonna have to learn at the same time, because there is a learning process from your personality. So your personality is going to clash with that sometimes, because you may want to be reserved. You may want to there's times where you got to put yourself out there, or creatively express yourself some more, you feel me, or show people your creativity, show people the things that you're passionate about. And you may feel like, nah, it's not ready yet, or like, or whatnot. That situation manifests in your lives as well. But when it's deep down, when it's time for you to rise from all that you've been honing in on, that you got to run with that, because you got to know that substance, that experience right there is what's going to help you grow. All right, to help you learn how to rise to the status of things in your life. So that's how it plays out with Leo in the 10th house for you Scorpio risings. But for the most part, you know, Scorpio risings very, very calculated people. They can be very calculated people. They can see your intentions from a mile away. They can really see their goals and visions out and ride that wave until they get there. All right. It's just a matter of them also being open to how things are going to manifest in their life. Besides that vision, that specific vision that they have so much. You may have a specific vision for a goal, but you have to allow the universe to mold that goal for you into this realm, you know, through the way you're working towards it, instead of, because when you're so stick to how you want that goal to be accomplished, then you work with more resistance for the universe to play it out in your life either bigger and better, you know. So, you know, but for the most part, you know, loyal people, and they feel things out and see things out for what it is. All right, you can't, it's hard to pull things on these people, it's hard to manipulate these people and whatnot. All right, so let's wrap this up with some Scorpio rising celebrities. All right, Scorpio rising celebrities, we got Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, we got Katy Perry, Hillary Clinton. All right, we got Tom Cruise, we got Prince. All right, we got Jim Carrey. Alright, we got Clint Eastwood. That's my son, Clint Eastwood, funny as hell. We got Clint Eastwood. We got Mike Tyson. Alright, Bernie Sanders. Alright, Eva Longoria, Janet Jackson. Alright, so there's some Scorpio risings for you. Scorpio, Janet Jackson, seductive. You feel me? Who else we had on that list? We got Bernie Sanders. You know, shit. You got a lot of long-term visions in this motherfucker, but I don't really pay attention to politics at all, honestly. But y'all already know what it is, man. It's your guy Border Lucky Lee, but thank you for tuning in to another episode. Oh, yo, I don't know what's up with you Scorpios, but every Scorpio video I do always go way above the time limit that I have for videos. Like, it's crazy. But I want to just be deep with Scorpios. Scorpio energy is just be deep. Be deeper than everybody else. You feel me? But y'all already know what it is, Border Lucky Lee. Thank you for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Follow me on iJizzle and all that. But for now, the kid's out of here. Peace.